guys, it's me, Carrie Silver Lining Mena, and this video, I almost feel like apologizing because I don't know how much anybody's going to get out of this or not, because this one just feels real personal, like it was all for me and part of my evolution and part of my healing. And what this one is about is when I reconnected with my mom after having been through this healing journey. And so the first chunk of it is mostly me traveling and just doing little clips of where I went. So it's like a little vacation journal. That's part of it. And then I did have a clip where I talked about where I think part of my self-worth dropped. And also it was after my big reconnect with mom, I kind of had a little, not meltdown, that's the wrong word, I guess release. And I was just crying and telling my story. And unfortunately for you, I think I said everything twice. So I made it twice as long as it needed to be. But I cannot redo this video. So if it's something that doesn't appeal to you, just quit watching and walk away. And hope for something better the next time. I think the people that will watch it are like my diehard supporters. So I know there's a few of you out there. I'm expecting maybe Jody to cry and maybe Elise, I don't know. Some of you will cry with me. So mostly I do want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. I used to do all my learning and growing and purging and processing through my shadow work through my twins, but I gave them both up. So now it's on you guys. You guys got to hear it. And both of my two relationships, my mommy issue and my twin relationships, I had two of each. So they're almost like nesting dolls. I'm going to talk about that one day, how one almost fit inside of the other. The first version of both was very, very primal. My mom was very just chaos. My first twin was chaos. And both of those were pretty much destroying me. My mom destroyed the light in me and covered me up full of shit. My first twin helped me uncover all that, but it was equally primal and equally painful. And the second relationships, the second mommy and the second twin, were also destructive, but I was gaining tools and healing, so I was able to put myself back together. So it was like a little bit more sophisticated version than the original. And just a little quickie that I realized the other night, this was a long time ago, I'll have to tell Robert this story, but one time I was with Sarah and I went down to our friend Pam's house, who was a friend of Robert Burke. And he knew he had a message from somebody in spirit to somebody at the party, and he went and asked everybody who it was. Well, the place cleared out and it ended up just being the four of us still. And I'm just chit-chatting with Robert just about whatever. And he goes, "You're the one who this message is for." And interestingly enough, it was from my cousin who had crossed over. And she said, "The wedding is going to be very healing for you." And I was just about to go to my cousin's wedding. And that wedding was not healing for me. In fact, it was kind of destructive. There was like a little ruckus, and it really wasn't my drama, but I was indirectly involved. And it was so interesting because that whole scenario came up in a reading. So after all was said and done, I couldn't understand why my cousin had told me that this was going to be a healing time for me. Well, it wasn't that wedding 3 years ago. It was this wedding of this cousin. And this really was healing. And the way in which it was healing was not as you'd expect. There was no coming back together. There was no big hugs and tears and reconciliation. It was just me going, there goes mom again, pulling her same old shit, and me not getting my feathers ruffled about it. So that's what healing is when you can face something and it doesn't really get under your skin. So I hope this for everyone on their journey, that they can, come back to this place that used to hurt and torture and torment and break your heart, frustrate you, anger you, hurt you. Go back and visit it and you just shrug it off, or have fun even like I did. Okay, you guys, this video I don't even know how long it's going to be, but it really is truly, truly all about me. So again, if you don't like it, just move on. If you do like it, then, good. I've done some good. Okay, you guys, so here I am solving my mommy issues at last. In fact, you should see my hands. Part of the thing is I purge through my hands, and they are looking so much better. I just recently pushed through a 20 thing, so they might flare up again. But they're pretty much done. I am done with my big chunky healing bullshit. So here we go. Mommy issues solved and action. Hi guys, it's me and I am out in California. I am in Santa Barbara and I think that I say all the time that I decided this or I decided that, but I don't think I'm deciding anything. I think I'm downloading ideas from Fairy Girl because she had a really good idea that I thought was mine, and that was just to do like a road trip and bring you guys with me. So I got in late last night to LA. I had to spend the day at the airport in Houston because I fly standby. I'm on the Marry Me and Fly for Free plan. The price is great, but the priority sucks. He actually has pretty good seniority for employees, so I'm always at the top of the standby list, but that list gets long, or the flights get full, so I get lucky when I get a seat. So 8 hours later, 4 flights later, I finally got on. So I got into LA and right away I stopped off at my favorite taco stand, Tito's Tacos. Got myself just a bowl of chili con carne. And then I drove over to the dispensary and got myself some goodies. And then I just drove north. I had a reservation to a cute little hotel, but I wouldn't get there until late because it was about a 2.5-hour drive, and I canceled it. Maybe I'll stay there tonight. So the universe guided me to a hotel that was just fine, just what I needed. More than I wanted to pay for what it was, but I was glad to have a safe place to stay, and I hadn't gotten there till like 10:30 at night, so it was good. So the reason I'm out in California is because I am going to my cousin's wedding, and I haven't seen my family in like 3 years since another cousin of mine got married, and that was the last time I saw my mom, and that was the last time I saw all my family, my cousins, aunts, uncles, and a few of them have unfriended me on Facebook, and there really isn't any reason for that other than that I think I was just got too weird for them. I am a little bit on the unconventional side, as you know, and you've seen my posts. Hang on, I'm a little shy. There's the people. Hang on. Come in this corner. Look, I can sit on a whale tail. Look at that. That's cute. Alright, I'll stick to the beach. Alright, so I don't want to go too much detail right here. It's that girl, she totally derailed me. So I'm going to review this, and I'm going to pick up in a different place where it's less windy. But come along with me. Let's go see what else is out here in California besides this beautiful ocean. Come on, let's go have some fun. Hi guys. I'm just about to check out of this hotel, but it's so cute. I don't have any spiritual messages right now, but I just want to give you a little tour of this garden area. And that's my room right over there. So I had a great view out my window, and you can hear the little waterfall. I don't think you'll be able to see it because there's just too much plant life. It's too lush around here. But look at just everything is so cute. Little like cutie doors, birds flopping around, little bridges to cross, flowers everywhere. And there's a unit over here that's open. They're doing some maintenance on it. I'm going to try to peek in one of those cottages. I just have a simple room, just a nice big king bed all to myself. Just the basics, but nice, clean, cozy, and comfy. Look, here's a little koi pond. And just everything about here, you just really do feel like you're in fantasy land. I wonder if Fairy Girl sent me here. Alright, you guys, today I am going to travel further north up the coast of California to go stay with my friend Jerry. She was well, I was going to say she was my bestie from high school because we went to high school together, but we didn't hang out. And then we went to college together, but we still didn't hang out. And it wasn't until I switched colleges that we started to become friends. And that's been, wow, that's been almost 30 years ago. And because of my awakening, I just kind of, you just change, your path changes. So I haven't been in close contact with her for a long time, but she's one of the few people. There's 2 people I kept from my before, and she's one of them. So I'm looking real forward to reconnecting with her. She's one of my funniest friends. I might pee my pants this week. She's where I get some of my funny from. All right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up, but look at this. Even the damn ice machine is cute. All right, I'll see you guys later on more adventures. Bye. Hi guys, I'm continuing my journey up to the central coast of California for my cousin's wedding. I keep trying to record this particular portion, but I'm having techie probs. What else is new? So I'm on my way to the Apple store. Hopefully I can fix my probs. So what I wanted to share a couple days ago and haven't been able to, tried again yesterday, it didn't work. It's the third time's a charm, right? What I wanted to share about is how I feel about reconnecting with my family and my mom and all that stuff. And to be honest, I don't really anticipate it being very much of anything. I think it's going to be pretty anticlimactic. I've gone through so much healing that I think that what this is going to do, instead of create a big shake in my system or anything else, it's going to be like, oh, there's mom. I think I've healed enough and it just won't affect me. And I think that my nerves, whatever nerves I have to do more with wearing a dress for the first time in years. I gotta wear a dress. I'm not a dress girl. But remember, Eric told me to get a pair of Spanx and I'll be just fine. So something else that happened though, when I made my original post on Facebook about my trip out here, one of the comments I got was from a girl that lives in my old town. And this girl's about 10 years younger than me. I was never really friends with her. I knew her when she was a little girl, and then when I'd go back and visit my mom had moved and she bought a condo, and this girl lived in my mom's same condo complex, and she's an adult at this time. And then again, I connected with her on Facebook, and that's probably where I know her best, but she's never been a close friend of mine, so she's just not, whatever. She's more of an acquaintance, but I like her. But what's significant about her is that her brother was my first boyfriend, and just seeing her comment there was a trigger for me. And what it made me remember was my time with her brother. And I'm not here to bash him so much, but because I understand that, and I never really thought about it. I never really put him together in this because I didn't think that he was so significant to who I became. But like my mom, I believe that he must really love me on the flip side, because he did some serious damage to me and my spirit. And he abused me. I don't mean to say that it was, it wasn't nothing overt. He didn't hit me and he didn't yell at me, but he would say things like in tender moments. He'd say things, I can never marry you because you're going to be fat one day. What kind of thing is that to tell a young, insecure girl? And I did. He was right. But part of the reason was because of all the garbage that was dumped on me, and I lost all my, my self-esteem and my self-worth, and I medicated through food. But thinking about him, again, I have mentioned that I didn't think that he was that significant. But now that I'm in a place of healing and I can look back on my life, because my mom either, she wasn't like super abusive either. She did hit me sometimes. She just flat out smacked me across the face. And she didn't like it when I cried. I wasn't allowed to talk, all kinds of stuff. But it was more, it's not like abuse that you would see on like a movie or something. It was more subtle. But now, just all those little things that he humiliated me. He made me feel shamed many times. Little things that I don't even want to talk about him, because I'm not so ashamed of it anymore, because I know I was in a different place, and I know that it was part of my path. I signed up to be treated that way so I can go through my healing and have my human self evolved as well as my spiritual self evolved. So no hate on him. He did his job by fucking me up. And I always wondered, I had my mom, and then I had 2 other surrogate mamas in which to process and heal from my original mom, my real mom, with. So I know who these other 2 people were that represented my mom through my healing journey, but what I never understood was who my first twin represented. And I believed it was like thousands of lifetimes worth. And I also believed that it was part of healing from my soul group M6, because it was really intense with him. So I was like, who is this representing? But now that I think about it, I think that a big chunk of my healing had to do with the way that first boyfriend treated me. And that relationship set the bar for all the others. And that bar was set pretty low. And when I say others, I'm implying that I had other relationships. I can't even call them relationships, because I was in such a shitty place that I would sabotage everything before a relationship ever happened. I was so needy, and I just really wanted love. That's what it was all about. Nobody wants a desperate, needy girl, you know. So my husband was the first one to really stick by me, and I was still in that same vibration. So just like all the other relationships that I've had, I know that I was contracted to be with him. And you know, I talk my shit about my husband all the time, because he's my personal example of the strife in my relationship. But I want to give him points for sticking by me, because I really was a crazy girl. I didn't have any coping skills. I didn't have anything. So I would like try to be nice and calm and chill, and then I'd blow. You know, I'd try to stifle everything, because, you know, I wasn't allowed to talk as a kid. But I still couldn't lash out at people, so my solution was to lash out at myself. So I'd rip out my hair by the roots. I'd cut myself. I'm going to have scars all over my arms, my chest. I'd try to cut out my heart. My legs are scarred. My belly's scarred. I have scars all over my body from my self-harm. And so I have to give my husband much love and appreciation for never giving up on me. But going back to that first boyfriend and all the abuse that he did, and all of the damage he did to my spirit. And I don't anticipate seeing him. I have no idea where he lives. But just seeing that comment from his sister, I think, was enough to, you know, shake me up a bit and have me do a little bit of processing. But just like with my mom, I think I have healed enough to where even if I did see him, it wouldn't shake me. It'd just be pretty anticlimactic again. Even though I'm chubby, and he told me he couldn't marry me because I was fat, I'd still be like, fuck you. But I guess the main purpose for this particular bit is that I'm going back to what, hang on, I gotta sweat my wipers. Oops, that's the back one. Ooh, it did it. Is going back to what Blue Andromedan me from the future, beautiful mistress, said. She says, don't make mountains out of molehills. That's your biggest regret in your life review. So even though, you know, my relationship with my mom and my relationship with this guy really fucked me up, I don't need to dwell on it anymore. I have healed so much. So I don't even think I could make a mountain out of this molehill if I wanted to, because I truly feel pretty indifferent. Now, of course, I'm driving in a car and I'm not anywhere near my mom. I won't see her till Saturday, so things may change. I'll keep you posted. But for now, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling confident that after this weekend of seeing my family and seeing these people that rejected me, it will just reinforce the self-love I've grown for myself. And I'm not being dicky when I say I don't need them, but I'm being honest. I don't need them. I would love to have family members that loved me and wanted to spend time with me. But if they want to, you know, unfriend me or lose my number, then I don't need them. And I want you guys to think about that too. I want you to think about the traumas in your past caused by other people, and don't feel like a victim. Go ahead and, you know, get a little whiny for a little bit, because we are humans and we need to process. So I'm cool with feeling sorry for myself for this long, as long as I don't stay in that place. So don't stay in that place. These people that have done damage to you, you know, you just have to learn how to love yourself enough to forgive them, because all the shit they dumped on you was their problem. I didn't deserve to be treated the way I was. Nobody is. So see the bigger picture, see the expanded viewpoint of it, why it happened, and learn the lessons and take them with you without getting stuck in that cycle. Any tragedy you have was meant to propel you forward. So find that place. Solve your problems, heal yourself, and move on. That's how we grow through strife. So I'm going to give both of those people, my first boyfriend and my mama, I'll give them some thanks for helping propel me in this direction that has allowed for me to live this awesome life that I feel like my new chapter has just recently started. You guys see me online, all the trips I'm taking. I feel so lucky. And I wouldn't have had these blessings without the journey that I took. All right, you guys, more coming soon. Thank you. Okay, this is just a quickie. I'm at this beach town called Avila. It's just real cute. And guess what I did? There's a little restaurant right over there. And I ordered me some fish and chips. Breaking the rules. But that's okay, because it's a kid's meal. I can get away with that because I'm so short. People don't know any better. Isn't this place cute? Can't ever find parking here in the summertime, so I never went. All right, time to go eat lunch. Hi guys, I found another little adventure. And I've kind of been reviewing my stuff. I've been nervous about sharing, thinking I'm not so fun, but this, or interesting, or whatever, who wants to see my vacation. But you know what this is like for me? This is like a selfie, a movie selfie. And I have come to love selfies because, you know, I felt so ugly my whole life. And I take a pretty good picture. I've always been lucky with that. And man, I discovered photo blur, so I get to blur out all my old person parts. So I'm ageless. I'm not even claiming an age in those pictures. But here you can clearly see my old person parts. So I would appreciate that so much. But I'm owning that too. It's just part of life. Okay, so look at this place. It's a little farmer's market, and it's on the way to the highway from the beach. And these people are geniuses, because what they do is they sell you their fancy fruits and vegetables, and then, oh, the sun's coming out, I don't want to be squinty. And then they sell you all like the yucky parts of it too. Like, you know, this, whatever, the leafy parts that we don't eat at the end of the carrot. I don't even know what to call that. They sell that stuff to you. They sell you their garbage so that you can go and feed their animals. So they get you to do their work for them too. Isn't that genius? And it's just a really cute place to come and bring the kids. You don't have to buy anything, you know, and that bag of scraps, whatever, is like $1. So it's fun. Who's this guy? Look at him. You can have lunch here. They have barbecue. I'm gonna try to take you into the little store. Hello, guys. Can you see their little, hello? No, their heads are like right there. Oh, cutie. Who else is here? Oh, some noisy guys, huh? I'm having such a good trip. This is so fun. I'm living a dream I didn't even know I had. Making it up as I go. How about that? I did always want to travel. I didn't know. Well, gosh, I married a guy who helps me fly for free. That is no coincidence. Got little pony rides. Let's see. Here's a little restaurant. I really want to take you in the store. Almost there. And there's like lots of local honey, and we got fresh pressed cider. Yummy. Okay. Just had you walk all the way around this little cutie place. I won't take you inside because I think it's dark. But I am going to show you how cute it is. Oh, I guess we do have to go in. Come on. It's like not even real. I feel like I remember getting an amusement park. These are all props. But you can really buy all this shit. Oh gosh, there's baby chicks. Look at how cute this place is. It's fun to travel by yourself. Just go to random places. Don't have to consider anyone. Always having to worry about who needs to eat, who needs to pee, all that. It's just me and I just go. All right, you guys. I won't take you back outside with me. I'll go ahead and end it right here. Thanks for coming with me. Hi guys, I pulled over at a hotel called the Madonna Inn. I wanted to see if I could get a little video inside because it's so cute. Let's see, there's part of the hotel. And look how cutie that is. Just look at it. It's all pink. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna just see what happens inside. Alright, here I am inside. It's noisy in here, so I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Hang on, sorry for the bounce. Alright. This is where the wine cellar is. My high school had a prom here, but I moved before it happened. Oh yeah, that'd be so fun to have a prom in here. Look at all that alcohol for the teenagers. I'm just kidding. Instead, I moved to Southern California, and my prom was actually at the Bonaventure, which is that circle hotel you always see in movies in downtown LA. It's probably got blown up lots of times. All right, I don't think I can get in there. I don't know if it's open. I gotta go backwards, but look, that's where the prom was. And then there's the legendary bathroom over here. I don't dare go in. Well, maybe I do, but it's the men's bathroom. Well, you can't see it, but I know that inside the men's bathroom, instead of having urinals, they have just a big rock wall, and you just pee on the wall, and then it has like a little waterfall, rinses your pee off. Doesn't really work for girls very well. This is so embarrassing. Okay, come on, let's go. This hotel is really cool because it has themed rooms, like a cave room, jungle room, medieval room, all kinds of cool stuff. Nice. You can see it. There it is, roaring fire over there. God, this everything's so cute. Boy, it's jamming here. I want to show you the dining room. I'm so sorry, short person. Oh, it's so bright. This isn't where I wanted to show you. But I know that one of these rooms, maybe they took it down, but they used to have little dollies suspended from the ceiling on swings. Filming!
Just say, Woody, get out of the way.
Woody, get out of the way!
Can't handle everybody.
Maybe it's over here. Let's see. I'd love to stay here one day. You know what? So I will. Oh, maybe it's in here. Is this where the dollies are? No. Oh, there's a dolly. Look, there she is. Look. Wait, I gotta go this way. There she is. I'll show you. Maybe I can climb up these stairs. God, that is so pretty. I know I'm a crazy girl. Do you guys even care about this? And look at this dining room. It is so girly and froofy. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I belong here. I used to not be girly like this, and now I eat that shit up. Toy store upstairs. All right, you guys, I just feel like I might be boring you. Look at me, I'm completely overstimulated, and I think I'd crash somebody's wedding if I weren't dressed in my pink sneakers that Soba chewed on and ripped up. I might try to go crash it. Man, I'd love to sit in one of those booths down there. All right. Okay, you guys, thanks for coming with me on my journey. Hi guys, I got another quickie for you. I just had lunch with my girl Jerry. We were all super fancy. We're at a winery. And look how posh. Ooh, so fancy. I'm gonna take you outside because it's really beautiful. And then she's actually, because we're in wine country right now, but I'm not a big wine drinker. Look at that. I'm not a big drinker at all. But I do.
I am.
But wait, there she is. But I do like cider. So she's gonna go take me cider tasting right now. It's a beautiful day, and I got a confession. I just drank a big ass beer and I'm a little buzzed. And in college, man, she tried to get me hammered because she's such a lightweight. I'd have to drink like 4 shoot-the-roots and slam those fuckers. She's laughing over there. She remembers. Look how pretty this place is. Anyway, we're having so much fun. She doesn't even know this, but I've been taking pictures of her house. Just I can't even, I don't even want to say it yet. Just look out for the pictures, which will come out before this video. All right, so look how pretty it is here. All right, I'm gonna go sample some cider and get super hammered, okay? Okay, wait, I gotta push the button, hang on. Hi guys, I'm near where the wedding's gonna be, but we got here early, so we stopped off at a winery and just are enjoying the view. Let me see, maybe I can turn around real quick. I don't even have my stick, so I'm super close to you. But you can see, we're just overlooking this beautiful valley. This is a town called Harmony. It has a population of 18 now. When I lived around here, it was 11, so it's got 7 more people. All right, I'm off to the wedding. Hi guys. I've been crying for a little bit because, you know, I'm a feely girl, and it was my intention to go to the beach and tell you this story, but it's too dark out there. And and I just left my cousin's house. It was her daughter. They got married, and I had a really good day at her house. I learned later that only some people were invited today, and I feel grateful to be invited. Not because it was such a special and magnificent event, it was just breakfast. But it made me feel like, I don't know. I don't even know what, you know, the qualifications were for being invited or not being invited, but I know plenty of people that weren't. And I made the cut. And it made me feel like I'm not really sure. But I was glad to include it in that list. But I'm not really sure what the criteria was for, because my mom was invited too. And let me tell you what happened last night at the wedding. I had a great time, by the way. I connected with my cousins. It was so awesome. And remember, I had mentioned my aunt and uncle that had unfriended me. Well, I was seated at a different table, but some of their party, her daughter and my aunt and uncle's daughter and son-in-law and grandson did not show up. So there were 3 extra spots at that table. So their other daughter was there, and she said, "Come sit with us, it will be okay." And I was nervous, but it ended up being really nice. And my aunt just showered me with compliments. And most of the compliments were how pretty I looked, and that seems like an appropriate compliment coming from her, but I got that compliment from many others, and, you know, I kind of deserve that compliment, because, you know, I lost a lot of weight. They hadn't seen me in a long time, so I did look good. But they don't know the struggle I went through. They don't understand about a Kundalini awakening or anything like that. So not that I'm eating up the compliments on looking pretty and looking good. It's the only thing that they really had to compare and contrast from the last time they saw me. They didn't know my struggle before, and they don't know my struggle during, and they don't know where I'm at after. So I went ahead and took those compliments of my physical appearance with gratitude.
But in my heart, I knew that they meant so much more. Because, you don't get your shit together unless you have some kind of emotional healing. So it was really nice to hear about how great I looked, and let me tell you, I looked great. I went in there with my dress and my fake Spanx, my fakes, and I rocked that shit. I really did feel pretty. I didn't feel self-conscious at all. I loved dancing. I danced so much. I told my girl Jerry, let's just stay for a couple hours, then get out of there. We'll stay for the toast and leave. We stayed there for hours and we had a blast. We had so much fun. It was so fun. I hadn't gone dancing in a long time. And then today was bubbles and brunch at the mother of the bride's house. That's my cousin. And I'm not sure how much older she is than I am. Maybe 10 years, which is not a big deal, but when you're 18 is a big deal. So she was more like a foreign older sister to me, because I would hang out with her sisters. And I did see her sisters there. And it was so nice to see everybody. So nice to reconnect with my family. And all my tears are from gratitude. But I'm going to tell you what happened with my mom. Remember I said that it would be anticlimactic? Well, it sure was. I don't even understand what happened, really. But, this is what happened. It was my intention to show up at the wedding at the very last minute. I didn't want to be social before, but I didn't want to be late. And I timed it perfectly by accident. So I walked into the reception and I went and sat in a row. And I didn't have time to look around and pick my seats. I just sat because it was just about to start. But then when I was seated, I looked around and I was waving to all my people. My cousin Vicky, all the people. And like 2 rows behind me was my mom sitting with my aunt. And I said, "Hi, Mom! Hi, Mom!" And I don't know if she responded or not, because then the bride came down the aisle. It was such a beautiful wedding. And I was so caught in the moment that I didn't even think to take a video. And fuck, I ate all the food. There's so many badass hors d'oeuvres going around. Yummy. I just ate food. I was all about the food. And I was all about spending time with my cousin. I have a cousin, Nicole, and she's friends with my friend Jerry. And it was so nice. We found a little cozy nook by a fireplace. And we just ate our hors d'oeuvres and had a glass of wine, and we didn't catch up too much because you know who I am and you know my stories. And she has a daughter, so a little girl that's the same age as Layla. They're friends, and that's very sweet. So, I couldn't really tell her everything. And then the wedding happened, and it was beautiful. Such a beautiful, sweet wedding. And then the reception started, and it was a good time too, and I wasn't sure where to sit. We all had tables, and the table I was at, I was with a bunch of strangers, and that was okay. I mean, it was probably a good idea, but at the table that my cousin was at, her sister and her sister's husband and little girl didn't go, so there were 3 extra seats at her table, so she invited me to come sit with her, and I was nervous because her mom was there, and her mom is the one that unfriended me, her husband. They were like a surrogate parents for me. And it hurt me when they unfriended me because I know they judged me. And I don't know what for, and it doesn't even matter. But I truly felt rejected by them, by these people that I loved and that represented parents for me. Just like my mom. They went away. So I reconnected with them, and I took the high road. I wasn't dicky. I wasn't vengeful. And they were very complimentary to me. Again, they said, how beautiful I was, and beauty is important to their family. And I don't value it in the same way they do, but I understand how much they value it. And so I understood it was a big compliment. And then I went to my other aunt, the grandma of the bride, and she kind of served as another mama to me too, because her daughter, my cousin, her name's Vicky, but I call her Bok Choy. I don't know why. Cousin Bok Choy. And she was Bok Choy's mom. Auntie Judy was very complimentary to me too. And I held my shit together all night until my uncle, I don't know what it was, but when I hugged him, I lost my shit, and I just was like, God, of all the people, I'm coming to you, and now is when I lose my shit. I hugged him and I loved him. And they were both very complimentary to me. Again, how I looked, because that's the only scale or measurement or whatever they had to go by. They don't know who I am personally. They could only see me. Look at all this snot. Oh, sorry. I got boogers dripping down my nose. Sorry. Hang on. I gotta use my damn sleeve to get my snot out. I got a free t-shirt today. So everybody was complimentary about the way I looked. Thanks, Eric's, for the Spanx tip. So that made me feel really good. And that aunt and uncle told me, say hi to your dad. Tell your dad how much we love him. And my dad and I, he's one of my besties. He's so good to me. And they always saw that. They saw how much my mom was kind to me. And how lucky I was to have my dad. So that was real sweet for me. I haven't told my dad yet, but I will. And then, my mom was there. Like I said, hi, Mom. She didn't say anything. And later on, I watched her, I'd catch her out of the corner of my eye. And she was taking pictures of everybody. And she came to our table and she held up her phone to take our picture. And so me and my cousin Nicole, we went together and, we did the whole smile thing together. Posed, cocked our head, and cheesed. And she took our picture, but as soon as the picture, like the camera was in front of her face, and then after the picture, she turned away and walked away. And I was like, did you just see that? God, she wouldn't even make eye contact with me, I said to my cousin. And I didn't let it ruffle my feathers too much, but I thought it was like, wow. She takes our picture and then walks away. And the next day, my cousin, the mother of the bride, had a bubbles and brunch party at her house. And I got there a little late because my cousin said, it's open, come when you want and leave when you want. And I chose to sleep a little later. So I didn't get there until an hour after it officially started. And as I was getting there, I was like, where's my mom? I didn't get a chance to talk to her last night. And it really was loud and busy and noisy. So I wanted to make that effort because I've said many times that I want to meet all of my challenges head on. And I was like, I feel like I have to go talk to my mom. I feel like it's important for me. So I went and sought her out. But I don't know if she left because I was there or if it was just time for her to leave. I looked all over for her and she had left already. So I didn't even get a chance to make any kind of amends with my mom. But you know what I heard? I said, you know what my mom is? I want to make nice with her before she leaves. And her sister, who lives in Virginia, said to me, she said, well, your mom said that she took a picture of you and afterwards you gave her a dirty look. So she's not interested in connecting with you. And I went, what? I smiled for that picture, and I was blown away by the way she just walked away without making eye contact. And for her to manipulate that experience and turn it into something it wasn't, well, it irritated me, but it doesn't surprise me one bit. And, God, how does she twist stuff? I don't understand why a mama would reject her kids so blatantly. I'm such a good person. I'm so kind, and I have so much love in my heart, and I try to find her and make peace with her. And I didn't expect much of anything. I actually expected rejection. But I didn't even get the opportunity to be rejected. She just disappeared before I got the chance. And I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I don't feel surprised. I'm a little surprised, but at the same time not surprised. But I'm not necessarily disappointed. A more accurate description of how I feel is confident in that I've always made the right choice to steer clear of her. I tried for a long time to maintain a relationship with her for the sake of my kids, because they deserve a grandma. They deserve somebody to spoil them like grandmas do. But she wasn't kind to them either. So this was, I don't know how many validations I need. I actually didn't even need this one. I really didn't. If you remember from the videos before, on this particular episode, I thought it would be pretty anticlimactic. I didn't expect a big reunion. So her response, her reaction, I had no idea how she would be. I had no expectations. So she acted just like she was going to act. And part of me felt regret at not having shown up at that brunch just 5 minutes earlier so I could meet that challenge head on and face her. But since it didn't happen, I just feel like it wasn't meant to be. I did all I could do. And even if I did reconnect with her, it would not have been I have them on my nose, a productive interaction. I got somebody's snot. I can't breathe. Hang on. I'm sorry. I got more snot. Don't listen. Thank you. And sorry. So the reason I'm so teary is not from a heartbreak, but from gratitude. And I don't know if this is the right word, but pride in myself. I didn't get the chance to interact, but I tried. I had every intention. So I spent the day at my cousin's house, and she's older than I am. I was friends with her younger sisters, but we're all adults now, so the playing field levels out. We both have kids, so we can relate in many ways. And she has this really cool house with this beautiful fire pit. And there was a bunch of people there. Many of them left by noon. It's 9 o'clock at night. I just left about 30 minutes ago. I felt so welcome there. My cousin and I sat outside for a long time by this fire pit and kind of swapped stories about our experiences with our parents. Because our moms are sisters, so they're similar in many ways. And I never got to know my cousin. I always loved her, but I never got to know her because she was older than me. But today we had a real heart-to-heart, and I just kept popping for information. Tell me this, tell me that. And I'm not even really sure where I'm going with this exactly. But I guess Sorry. I'm crying so much because I'm emotional. Not because I'm sad. I believe that when I go home and I've had a few days of processing, I will feel much relief. And I will feel like this shit's done. It's done. I faced her. I tried my best. I tried to reconnect, but she made it easy for me by leaving early. I'm not even sure if she knew I was there. So, like I said, it was pretty anticlimactic. I didn't have to deal with her, confront her at all. I saw her. I said hi to her. I smiled for her picture. I showed up the brunch the next day. And of all of these things, she chose to not interact with me. Nothing. Why would she take a picture of me and then walk away? What's the point of that? I don't get it. But I had such a good time at the wedding with my friend Jerry, my cousin Nicole, my cousin Tony, all of them. All of them. It was so fun. I danced. Oh, I shook my ass. I had so much fun. And I asked my friend Jerry, I said, take a picture of me. So I could have a picture of me all skinny in my dress with my fake Spanx, my fangs. But she accidentally pressed video on slow-mo. Some dancing super slow-mo. And it just cracks me up. But I love seeing the joy in my face and just feeling so free. I felt beautiful. I did. I felt so pretty. I have to tell you a really funny story, and then I'll shut this down. But we were getting ready to leave. And I don't tell my peeps stuff. I told my people a little bit today because I was at my cousin for this brunch. I was there for about 10 hours. So I had some time to tell a few stories. But yesterday at that, it was a lodge. It was a fancy hotel / I don't know, restaurant, everything. So they had a garden for the wedding, and then they had a reception room for the wedding reception. And when I was done, I was just done. My girlfriend and I are ready to go, so I escaped, but she got stuck talking to another guest. And she walked right past me and didn't even see I was sitting at the bar listening to the band play. And the band that invited me to sit with him, it was funny because he caught on right away because I saw you earlier with your friend. You guys have the same dress on. And we actually kind of did. I bought mine a month ago and she bought hers a year ago, but it was almost the same dress. But mine was to my knees and hers was to her ankles. But it was, we call it a puzzle dress because there's all these strings that, it was crazy. You need help putting it on. But he started to ask me questions. What do you do? And I'm not shy. I said, oh, I'm a YouTuber. He says, oh yeah, what are your shows about? He didn't believe me, so I pulled up the show that we posted that day, and it was the one where Heather and I spoke to Ben, the gay sarsar. So I told this man, oh, I talk to aliens and stuff today. Look, and I'm showing him, that's me. I said, look, today we interviewed a gay alien. And I looked over at him to kind of see his response. He was gone. He got up and walked away. And I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard. I'm so honest. I have no filter. And I just laid my shit out everywhere. And that was so funny to me that this guy just couldn't handle that I interviewed a gay alien. He's like, I don't want to sit by this girl. I love that. And then my girl, she was already at the car. She walked right past me. I didn't even see her. So she called me and said, where are you? I said, I'll be right there. So I went to the car and we came home. And that was pretty much the end of that. I put on pajamas and went to bed. So I was right. My meet with my mom was pretty much anticlimactic. It was no big deal. I didn't even get a chance to talk to her. I don't even think I made eye contact with her. That's not true. I did say hi to her as soon as I got there and sat down, but she didn't interact. It's so weird. Isn't that so weird that your mom just fucking rejects you, ignores you so wholeheartedly, and then makes up a lie about you? How do you make the jump from posing for a picture with big cheesy smiles and equating that to a dirty look? I don't get that. And my intention is to make peace with her. So I know all of you guys know that's my truth. You know, I'm here to meet my challenges head on, and I wanted to make peace with her, and she just wasn't interested. So I'm going to close that chapter. I'm done. I'm free. I did it. It's such a strange experience. So I want to thank you guys for coming on this journey with me and hearing about my mom and my feelings. And I know, you don't know the depth of it, but you have your own experiences. And any of you that have mommy issues, parent issues, or whatever, you have your own version, but it's the same thing. And I just want you to take with you that these people that fuck with us are here to propel us. And I'm not sure in which ways I will be propelled, but I will be propelled. This won't set me backwards. This will bring me strength. It will bring me more self-love and more self-worth. And not that I want to put her down, but it just really taught me once again about how juvenile she is and how immature and how her growth just ended at some point. And it's okay to let that stuff go. I'm okay. I'm not doing a bad thing for saying and acting on my decision to not have a relationship with her anymore. It's toxic. She's my mom, but she's a toxic mama, and I'm better than that. And I've done everything I can. And I'm done. I love me for me, and I don't need my mama to tell me that I'm worthy, because my heart tells me I'm worthy. Well, I'm pretty sure I got at least one more video in me to wrap up this big ol' episode of Silver Linings, reconnecting with my mom and my family. I'm here for a couple more days, so I'd like to wrap up with something else. I won't leave it here in my car at the beach that was too dark to record at. Thank you again, everyone, for allowing me to share my experience and my journey with you. Because even though this is a quest for self-love, I could not have done it the way I did without you. For whatever reason, my soul self chose to have an audience in which to grow with. I hope you've grown with me, and I hope my story inspires you, helps you grow your own self. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna go back to my girl Jerry's house, put on my pajamas, and get super duper stoned. Alright, thanks guys. Talk to you soon.
Hi guys, I found me a little quiet corner of the airport to give my little goodbye message. Ironically, I'm in the kids section. It's the quietest place in the whole damn airport. Well, I wanted to give one last little closing video. I didn't want it to close with my tears in the car, but I just didn't get an opportunity because I decided to come home early. I missed my family, so I came home a day early. So I could try to trick you and tell you that I'm on my way home from California right now, but the truth is I've gone home and went to Vegas to spend the weekend with Heather, and now I'm on my way home again. But in closing with that other video, I don't know, a week has passed and I still feel the peace. I still feel like it was just a big nothing, and I truly hope that I'm done with that chapter of my life. I'm done with that part of the journey. I hope I've learned what I set out to learn and quit taking shit from people and quit being a yes man and just live my life as I'm meant to. Follow my inner compass and stay true to myself. And I've mentioned before, when you come from a place of heart and a place of love, you can't go wrong. All right, guys, thank you once again for listening to me and let me grow with you.